real psychedelic shit.
Well, what I'm trying to explain to you is that yoga is stronger than psychedelics because you can turn it on and off at will. It's not like a thing where you take a pill and then
But
write it out
does
for
that
8
make it
hours.
stronger?
I know, but how strong is that? That ain't strong. If I wanted to turn off a bad trip that I needed when I needed, that ain't strong. That wasn't good for me in my real journey. If it was for me in my real journey in itself, I would go through that motherfucker.
Wait, and I can hear the yoga people screaming now. Are you ever not doing yoga? When are you never not doing yoga, my young Padawan? Tell me.
I'm doing yoga the real way, the way the sages were doing.
They say attention to
If I
breath,
want to do
attention
yoga.
to posture, attention to thoughts as they go. Are we not doing that
Do you
now?
ever think about how this whole shebang is like a self-organizing autonomy, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
all things ring. What you got?
what I'm trying to say basically is like, we feel like we have control and we can control when we're in that thinking mode of control. But most of what we do is just snap decisions, bro. It's just snap decisions. And it's like, how the fuck are we going to expect to be responsible truly for our own actions if what we do is just our brain processing shit, if you know what I'm saying?
Because there's a...
Like, it's not like we're...
How responsible are you?
I'm still responsible and I can still follow the law and shit, but I'm saying on the absolute and relative level, these things don't exist.
If you say so, that's what yogi says.
And that's just hard to understand because, like, for me at least, when I had my ego death and I just saw that I was like a cup of consciousness that could be filled with anything and be any flavor if you just changed the ingredients a little bit.
Uh-huh.
I realized that, like, our spirits are all the same spirit. It's just we're all different moments on the line, you know, because we can't have two moments at the same time. We can't have two people at the same time experiencing the same moment. But we can have a view of consciousness that experiences all.
Yeah.
But at the same time, how the fuck are we? What really gets my gears, bro, is how we're separate, but we're still together because we're still all on that same absolute level, the same thing. It's just that when I look at it from my personal perspective, all I see is my senses and my feelings, you know? And then when I look at those, when those go away, all that's left is just raw consciousness. But it doesn't have that signifier that I'm looking for that says, hey, you finally figured it out, fucker, you know? It's more just like
is the point
who's supposed to tell you that?
Fall off the tree and the roots are laid bare.
Are you waiting for somebody else to tell you that, or are you waiting for your louder self to tell you that?
No, I'm waiting for myself to actually have cities, bro. I want fucking psychic powers and shit, but I don't have them.
You want cities? You want temples?
No, I want city. Just means psychic attainment. It's like this thing where you can do shit like clairvoyance, clairaudience, like clairsentience, that kind of shit. And I had a little bit of that sometimes when I was like really meditating or like really spiritual or whatever. But it's not something that I can do like breathing. That's what I desire. I want to do it like breathing, where I just have this part of me that is my psychic extension that I can just use. Not
me and Just Ty already doing that, man. What you want?
I know y'all motherfuckers be doing that shit.
I've never fucked.
I feel like I'm pulling myself back from it. You know?
You already there, bro.
The more you want it, the more it's unattainable. How you trick your own mind. Because you're saying you already don't got it. So it's going to already be unattainable.
It's like we all kids.
But if it's already within you, you just got to let it out. Let it on out. Like this time you're saying.
Tie it on down. The gut don't lie. That's why when we go back, we be like, oh, I should have listened to myself. My stomach was twirling. I was trying to tell me something. Just had to listen. I was scared to listen to it. It was like, rah, 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 rah. Go talk to her. Rah, 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 rah. Go ask for the raise. Sorry. I used to have mad butterflies in school. In middle school. I used to get the flush cheeks and everything. Like, oh, I'm frozen right now. But I wasn't frozen because my mind was thinking about everything that was going on. It was just the outside persona. That's why I know those inner worlds exist, and like how people choose to deal with them is how it's going to come out on the inside. I'm on the outside, but it's so complicated that it's personal because it's made up
Mm.
of different things that we encountered throughout our lives or picked up along the way and encountered. Like rather we wanted to pick it up. Like no, mom, don't do that. No. Hey, dad, don't leave. Don't leave. Still encountered it, still had an effect. I was watching some TikTok earlier. It said don't mess with people who have trauma from who have bad memory sometimes. But a lot of times it comes from trauma and them trying to block out memories so that they can experience life at a certain relevance where certain sanctity. I'm sane. I can get through
Bro,
this.
all I'm saying is that there was this short little bit where
Wow.
after one of my acid trips, everything clicked, bro. And I swear for like at least 2 weeks, I was actually awake. And now I'm just
What do
like,
you mean by
I
awake?
remember,
That you can now say that you're not
bro,
awake
I'm
after
telling
all
you,
that
like,
you encountered.
the difference between normal waking consciousness and whatever the fuck that was is huge. It's like lucid dreaming while you're physically awake.
Yeah.
Because there's a lucidity to obtain in the waking life that's greater than our average one. And it's just
Who
like,
said things are
why the fuck
greater?
can't I have that all the time?
Because you
That's
think
what you
things are
told
greater.
yourself. You told yourself that. Ain't nobody talking to you but you. Whether you had your
Look, all I'm
experience or whether
saying is
you're
there's a
not
difference
having it.
between being smart and being dumb, and I'm dumb, but there was a time when I was smart, you know?
But that's what I brought up earlier about the kids, what I was leading to. Imagine, like, imagine everybody just being a kid. And they just started making up more rules because they were just here on Earth a little longer or in the game. So he's all right.
Mm-hmm.
This how we gonna play in the playground because I've been here 5 years. I've been here 20 years. So I seen some things go down, and you don't want to fall off of the swing set. So you gotta follow these rules so you don't fall off the swing set and still enjoy yourself for $5 an hour. And but those same
Mm.
kids is what I'm saying is growing up with all of those same playful habits and then like imagine talking to a kid, a 5-year-old saying, and they like, oh man, this sucks. I can't make the soccer team, or I'll never build a computer or beat Pokemon and stuff like that. And then you're like, man, you got it. You just got to do this and that. And like, no, it's just like that. It's just always like this. You like, hold up, what you talking about? You just got here. It's
Yeah.
like we still those same people. Like we just got here. We humans been around for millions of years, and we just got here. Like what does a human mean? Like we think we asking new questions. Like that's why they bring up Socrates, and then other people say, "Oh, well, people in Africa were saying the same thing. Oh, people in Indonesia were saying the same thing." Because like, and we as humans, we pick up on these ideas and stories for whatever reason. We get entangled and call ourselves our names.
Hey, hey, there's certain humans that want to be brainwashed and be like, we can't do this and we can't do that. That's the ones that the predator is gonna go after. Like, yeah, he's already like that. So let me just implement this law on him since he already believes that. Let me instill more laws of things he can and can't do. Let me just keep stripping away his imagination.
Yep. So it's like to say that to. That's why I treat all adults the same way. In some cases, some cases. I'm playing. Like,
In
you
all
just got.
cases, fuck it. All cases. All you motherfuckers.
No, for the most part, when they come out, it's like, hey man, like you can always rethink your life. You just came up with all these rules to say, oh, I'm this, I'm that. That's what they be talking about in them ancient things about the ego and stuff. Or you're just the ego and everything. It's not a bad thing. It's just what you literally build up while you're here. It's just more to it because something created that, so it's always able to change instead of saying I need to only exist like this. And if you go against me, or you know how it is.
If you want to be effed over, it's an entity. It's an organism out there that's ready to do that for you. That's how I feel. How is your organism going to move? Because we're all organisms, right? That's what you said, Cry. That's all we are. Different organisms, different places, different times, different places, different experiences. Organism is going to do what an organism is going to do. Pick your place.
But see, that's trying to extricate the subjective from the objective, bro. We have to extricate the objective from the subjective. It doesn't work the other way around.
Break down, extricate.
Sometimes you just gotta make her secrete. You don't know what I'm talking about. If you don't know how to get that do that secretion stuff, then man, you ain't talking my language, man.
You just gotta be in it, bro.
How much secretions can you get out of her? Go ahead, explain what you were talking about.
What I was trying to say is we're subjective first and foremost, and any objective opinions we base our reality on are a feedback loop from our subjectivity. So it's not like we could ever be truly objective and say something like, oh, this person does this, and it's just because they do it. No, there's causes and conditions that we don't understand, up and down, throughout.
Yeah.
And that makes things really complicated. There's no pulling the spaghetti peaks that's going to tell you, like, you know how when you have a bunch of noodles and you put them in a pot and they're all straight up in a line, and then you mix it around a little bit as the noodles cook, and then it's all a big old spaghetti? Well, that's reality, bro. We're in spaghetti. And you got to figure out the fact that all the noodles are touching each other now, even though 5 minutes ago it was all just one dough, you know?
Yeah.
First and foremost for me, 1, 2, 3, foremost for me, I'm not even letting the noodles separate. I'm letting them al dente. They could just al dente and stay in the same form they doing. I'm not mixing them all up and separating them. I separate them when I want to. I'm a picky eater like that. I don't like.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say to you, man. It's the fact that it's us doing it as individual eyes, you know. And when we do that shit, it's like we can throw away responsibility and just say, hey, we don't have it, but we really do, because we have the capacity to have responsibility when we understand and choose to, because it's something that's been taught.
All I know is we both got two eyes, so which one of them lied?
Dum dum. The left or the right? The right or the left?
Or were they cross-eyed? You couldn't even tell. It's always easy to confuse yourself. But I feel like, solving puzzles has always been fun for me. I don't know. That's what I like doing.
Yep. I like creating puzzles. It says a lot.
Yeah, exactly. I like creating them so crazy that I forgot how I created it, just to be like, damn, how do I solve this shit?
Got me. Yeah. So a world so involved that you forget it's a world created. You're like, oh, I'm hungry. Oh, it's time to create.
But how good do you feel when you actually solve it, though? It's all about that feeling you get, that reward.
Partially. It does drive. It does drive. It's just that's a part of the I get multiple hits going on at the same time. Addiction is actually normal. That's how you brush your teeth. No, addiction to drugs is what we're talking about. No, I don't think that exists in the way that people think it does either. That's why people learn about neurochemistry and psychology more. And even we'll go on in different realms. How people be talking about 5 things in one sentence. What are you talking about?
Yeah. How is your computer quantaming? Are you one track minded, or is you quantum finding?
I'm hi-fiing all the quantum files.
I'm in the quantum world. Everything I say and everything I don't say is all connected to all that.
I remember some people say, I won't think it, so it won't happen.
And then it happens.
You just thought it just then. There's no way out of it. You are in the story, creating your story. It's more the creation seems in the human form, at least how people say, in the regular psychology, is how you respond to the world more than so I'm creating this. I'm creating all of this. It's more how we respond in the nature of the creation. Cause what more can you ask for?
Yeah. And depending on how good you could respond, that's like the perfect dance, you know? You always want to get your steps right. The perfect response is the perfect dance to me.
With no words or words. Whatever gotta occur. In a blur.
The perfect response to me is like God's work. You're responding at the highest level.
What is God's work?
Drake, you heard that song God's Plan?
God's plan. That's the only words I know. God's plan. God's plan. That's the only word.
That's the only words I know too. But that's all we needed to know.
Yeah.
Now we dancing the right way. We ain't got to learn the rest of that bullshit he was saying. Fuck Drake. Kendrick, what's happening?
And what we're really saying is fuck corporate America and and colonialism across the world in the form of Drake. I used to say that a long time ago though, like in 2011, because I was playing a lot of Drake when he was rapping with Wayne and stuff, and he brought him out, and then he started making different songs. And I used to talk to girls and different people. They said, "Oh, you hating?" I was like, "No, he making this song on purpose." They're like, "That's the point." I was like, "No." I didn't know how to explain it back then. That he knew how to structure the music, like not that it was personal what he went through.
I was so high. I used to tell people, "Don't ever call me Drake," but I'm still so far gone. But don't ever call me Drake.
Yeah, that was the good one. That was the good one. I get all of it now. I get it all. But you get yourself too, because if a person was already that kind of person, they would just already be that person. That's why I said people think like how they think. They pick up on things along the way, and people that know them, just like they were always like this. They just got money now. That's why I like the mushroom. The mushroom change up a lot too. It change up a lot and don't change up a lot. Because it really awakened a lot of what the individual wanted to do the whole time. Like I put on the Instagram, I put this story saying, being depression or something, you don't, you may want to be depressed or hurt yourself. You may want to do things to hurt yourself, but you don't like it. You can try to convince yourself through your so-called wants, but the like overshadows everything. And you like it, dislike. That's the God's plan. If I don't like it, it ain't gonna happen. Like, be gone. Without me even having to
Do you
mutter a
like it or
word.
do you love it? Or do you want some more of it?
Because the mushrooms, they'll put you on a lot of gear. Just in my experience too, of talking to different people that had different lives, that had a certain kind of lifestyle, and now they still have that kind of lifestyle. It's just revamped in their own way. Because it was, like I said, it was more about the idea more than the execution. Like a gangster can be executed in different ways than just, all right, I'm about to kill you. All right, I'm on the corner. I'm a gangster. You accomplish something great in your life and be a gangster. You know how many things you had to kill in your head, or at least make big mafioso deals with in your head to get to where you are. Like it's a big mental
Man,
game.
the biggest gangsters to me are the Christians. They're the ones that damning everybody to hell. That's some gangster shit. You're going to hell. You're going to burn for eternity. If you could put a soul through that, that's some gangster ass shit. I don't give a fuck what you say.
And you know they say in there, raise your kid in the ways of the Lord, and he will always follow, or something like that. They get you early. Like if you don't follow, you get beat with a with a belt.
Look, think about how hard it is to damn one person to hell or one soul to hell. But if you're gonna damn millions by the millions without even knowing them, that's some gangster ass shit, bro. I'm so soft. I'm scared to damn one person to hell. I don't care how wrong he did to me in my experience of life. You know what I'm saying? I would never want another human to burn for eternity in hell or whatever.
Just for 5 minutes, but for an eternity.
yeah. You can take 5 minutes, motherfucker, for your wrongdoing.
Eternity,
but for eternity, bro.
Nah.
And by the millions, damn, you want some gangster shit.
Yeah. You walking around like if somebody say something to you, it don't even matter because they going to suffer. Not even that they going to learn, they going to suffer for eternity.
Matter of fact, that's not even that's some demonic shit. You want a motherfucker to burn for eternity? You a straight demon. I don't give a fuck what you call yourself. You a straight demon, bro. You're a real demon. You top Satan. You're on a level higher than Satan at this point.
And look at it like this, bro. A lot of Christians, if their kids wind up not following directly in their footsteps, sometimes the kids call themselves demons. Either if it's metal music or if it's rap music nowadays. I'm on demon mode. I'm on demon time. Cause it's like, all right, that we messed up. Everything messed up. We just passing it down.
I'm a demon. Hey, even if I was a demon, I still wouldn't want to curse a million plus people to burn for eternity. So I'm a lesser than demon. I feel like if I go demon mode,
or I'm so powerful.
If I go demon mode, it ain't that bad. I just want to beat some pussy up for a long time. That's the demon mode I'm talking about. It ain't that bad. It ain't trying to burn somebody for eternity.
Murder the punai.
I'm a simple demon. I'm on some simple demon stuff.
And they get resurrected every time, so. I'm a cold, hard gangster. Don't ever try to stop me. Let me Yeah. That's what had me get away from a lot of things. But then I had to learn to understand. That's what's at the spirit of things. Because getting intact with yourself, period, then you can extract the information needed from whatever you're encountering. Just like you can. Like, it's so simple. Doing the mushroom so often and stuff, it made things so just as complicated as I want it to be. And sometimes I can convince myself that, or people can convince themselves that it's out of their bounds of handling. But everything is always in the court. We always playing ball in the court. Just sometimes we be calling foul like LeBron James.
Peeking at the camera. Did he see me? Did he see me? Did he see me flop? Did he see me flop? Shit, damn, 4K. Fuck, I forgot it's 4K now.
You know, I would just... This is a deep cut. But it's this show called Girlfriends that used to come on TV. I actually used to watch it. But nonetheless, it was a show, a TikTok talking about it, how they was one of the first shows that because it was from non-HD to HD, they had to invent new forms of makeup because people were seeing their pores and everything.
Oh, shit.
And I remember that
remind
time.
Me what, his girlfriend sounds so familiar, but I can't really put my hand on it. Who was like a main character on there?
All these hoes lived in the same house.
Is there still a character on there that's still acting type shit, or that's like doing her thing still, or did they all kind of?
I got the hold on, let me pull it up so I can get the names because I have their faces way more than their names.
It just sounds so familiar, but I still can't like.
It was on TV all the time. Oh, Tyrese Ellis. Yeah. The one in Blackish. The wife in Blackish was on there.
Okay. So yeah, it was a real old school one.
Yeah.
She was the main character.
When it came out,
only old school to me because I stopped watching TV for a while. Like tuning in on TVs.
What made you stop? You just outside?
We outside, ho. We outside. Plus, I just because I think the last thing it ain't like we didn't have cable and shit. Like we had that Comcast shit. I remember when my mom got that, but basically, yeah, I was loving to live outside and just experience my life, just being outside.
Not me. I was back and forth. Because I had friends that was outside, but I didn't want to do what they did. So I was inside, watching a lot of movies and playing games. And then when I would go outside... What you mean
you don't want to rob our friend's house? Todd, come on, man. We only knew him since elementary school.
That came later. I have elementary school memories of not wanting to hang with my friends all the time. But especially when I moved to the projects, it got way degrees up. I was like, what are y'all doing? What's up in it? I was just watching.
You got guns now, Ty.
Yeah. I remember my friend showed me one of his mom friend guns on the washing machine. He's like, look, I gotta show you. It was like half our size. I was like, oh.
Well, you had a chopper.
Well, a lot went on that time. I was just looking at some TikTok videos I typed in Raymond Rosen Projects. That's where it was. And I want to see what pop up. And they had the 4th of July fireworks. They was throwing them right into the crowds. It was like crowd of like 50 people on one corner. I was like, I remember them days.
I used to hate when they did that. Yeah, I used to hate when people did that. Especially like the they wasn't just throwing like regular M1000s. I remember they used to strap like M1000s on like a gas canister or something. Not a gas canister, but you know those propane things that you put in like a propane
the green
tank?
things.
Almost with the small ones though. The small ones for the portable ones.
Yeah.
They used to strap it on there, and that motherfucker blew up so loud. It set off every alarm on the car for like a 3-block radius down there. Like once that motherfucker went off. But they used to do dumb shit like that. Like, you know, the fireworks that go in the sky and make a big ass explosion. So you got to kind of pull it in that funnel.
Yeah.
It comes with like a funnel. Yeah. It looks like a big ass peach or something. They used to just throw them in the streets and just roll them like shit. Oh shit! There you go. Everybody used to run because as soon as it went off, it was like it'd do some weird shit in the street. Like you don't know what direction it went to. It'd go under a car or something and explode.
Russian roulette.
Yeah.
Well, Project Roulette.
It's some dumb, dangerous shit.
I knew a couple people that got their fingers blown off as a kid in the backfields. Hey, Sam, you coming in the back?
That's the worst.
Okay, little man. Okay.
What about you, Pryor? What was your most worst 4th of July experience?
I'm not going to talk about it.
I'm not going to talk about it.
You already started.
Don't tell me that time you told me you jumped over that sprinkler and fell was your worst experience.
Yo, I'm gonna
You want to know about the 4th of July in Ohio, man.
You have money? Rich girl. Are you so lucky?
No, you can roll one. Here. You a handful of weed. Allegedly.
Do you have any?
Come on, I gotta set you up right now. Here. I got paper, I got tobacco, I got Molly from 1990.
That's that strong shit.
There you go. It's in there. Yo. Okay. What should I turn on? Yo, my brother is leveling up fast. In terms of mind, oh man, he be doing the shrooms. He be chilling with it.
Yet?
And he be texting me sometimes about stuff that he thinking about. And he be in the space. Like he figures it out. He was saying like W trauma, W pass, W this, W life. I'm like, yeah. And now he like work at a concert, like doing ticket checking and security and stuff. So he's seeing everybody. He saw the Kendrick Lamar concert with SZA. He was just at the Tyler Creator concert with Lil Yachty.
He living that life now.
Yeah.
He done found his golden ticket.
And he got his friends working with him.
Watch this shit.
He got his friends working the same job with him, so they be there making money.
Well, just cash out me this, and I'll let you in. I act like I checked your ticket. Hurry up, man. Get you in like 20 people and hurry up, man.
This is how things work when you had courage. Just move, keep on moving. Keep on moving. That's why the young learn from the old, and the old young from the old, and the old sung some songs. I don't know what I just tried to say.
Can't be living like Courage the Cowardly Dog is what I heard.
But it's all for love, though. It's all for love. I can't find my headphones. Yeah, no, that was fine though, cause he was suffering a lot. He could have came up with some more ways. And, regardless, hold on. I wanna show y'all this game real quick. Share it on here. Come on, Python http.server, just for a little in between break. I gotta show y'all this. This game is better than Mario Kart.
When is it gonna be playable? When are we all gonna be able to play it on multiplayer mode?
By the end of the week.
Localhost 8000, my favorite website.
Hey man, this is the dev side of things.
Let me see that game, bro.
You want to see what game he created?
Let me.
You sure this your favorite website? You said that other thing was your favorite website. Remember?
Hold on, my bad. I gotta switch this over. What the heck? There we go. All right. Games. Oh wait, I forgot. Yeah, you gotta sign in before you can play a game on here now. I don't sell people data though.
It's cool that you got to sign in with Google.
It was a free one. And I got controller set up too. I was working on that last night. It's just default pictures right now. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh wait, why they glitching? What went wrong while I was editing?
You're in fourth place, eh?
No. That was a bad. Wait, I gotta revert back to earlier copy because I was trying to work on the mobile to get like the buttons to appear, and I think I messed up something. Just messed up something a lot. And I've learned with all this coding, instead of going back and trying to see exactly what's wrong, just go back to an earlier version and start again. You save yourself like 2 days worth of work. Okay, so let me keep going back. All right, here it is.
Digging that Just Tie cat though.
Okay, now I just restored it. Wing. Let's see if they just fly everywhere. There we go. Oh, I forgot. I put different I did a lot of tinkering 3 in the morning. I'm reawakening now. But let me go around the track. Let's go around the track. I worked on this system, so it does this. Hold up a second, 'cause I'm that upsetness is what drives me to
you
work
created
on
the
this.
game so good that those bots are always in first place.
That was a problem actually for a long time. Because I was
Yeah, you gotta make it hard though. You gotta make it to where people know where on the track to ride. I would just follow them for like the first few laps. Try to stay right on their tail. And then I would save up some ammo and shoot the shit out of them when it's the right time. Do they spin out when you shoot them with the torpedoes or what?
Yeah, I had to add that. They spin around and stop for like 0.5 seconds. I really want to know why it's... That doesn't make sense. I went back to an earlier version. But it's still... Yo. I bet it's like showing somebody a science project and it just doesn't work the way you want it.
I thought the volcano was supposed to erupt now.
5 more seconds. 5 more seconds.
Y'all remember y'all first science fair project? What it was?
Yeah.
What was yours, Ty?
I mean, I was trying to levitate things, bro, with magnets.
Did you get it working?
Elementary school.
Did you get it to work or what?
Yeah, but it was so simple that I had more vision than execution. I basically taped 2 magnets together on so they poles faced each other, so they pushed off. And I was like, look, they're levitating. It's floating. Actually, I'm going to cut off this browser. Go back and see if it reloads. Something like that.
Why that shit be that shit?
Yeah, if it's asking for that. I think I know what I did. Yeah. I had 2
Life
different
Stories
windows.
is in the building.
I had to come see what y'all was up to.
Hey, true.
I didn't want to pop in and y'all was like talking about something else and shit.
No, we in the air.
We was just watching this game.
Oh, what game?
The game he created. He created like this Mario Kart almost racetrack.
Shit. Just Ty getting it in.
Yeah.
Man.
Tire cart on the way. And bro, I'm working on the book. The True Life Stories book.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say if you want to write something to be in it, I'll share with you the Google Doc. I basically went through a lot of the videos and like got the transcripts and said extract all the trip stories from this one and add the names to them too.
Yeah.
And
that's what I was telling you, like, because you know we got so many different videos with so many people giving out their experiences, and like now that's what I want to hyping up is like more people coming in and sharing their trip experience.
No, it's playing on.
Get back to that.
Well, actually,
you got to create a true life mushroom, a randomized mushroom on the game side that's going to either give you a good trip and make you like sparkle like the star would, make you faster, or it give you a bad trip and how you driving backwards and shit.
Bad trip and make you gay or some shit.
Like damn.
What happened? Blair? Like for real. Nah, I'm just playing. Let me stop. Let's come in and get right to the point. Oh shit. I was gonna come out that way the other day, Master Creator.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now my girlfriend out that way and shit.
Hey, how'd y'all get on that billboard, Drew? I guess they said whoever photos will come out better, they're gonna put them on the billboard. Yeah, they go hard.
So they got enough flags on the billboard flags, and
Damn.
so yeah, he's trying to work on flags like that.
Wait, what's
they
that?
heard all that. The psychedelics and go gay shit. They heard that. Hey, true. That's only a bad trip with people that already got it in them. They just come on out.
I never thought of this before. Ah!
You get that dress in? No, right. Oh, no. See, I'm doing too much. And I'm looking at Ty right here live. You're not supposed to say that. Oh, that is dope, Ty.
Oh, the game?
Yeah.
Yeah. Geo Runner. I got the first level. Got 5 characters so far. Get to pick up the power up, shuffle through.
You better beat them. You at least got to come in second place this time.
I wasn't even paying attention. I was just trying to show the camera angles and stuff. Like press C, got the little cinematic mode.
Yeah, I used to do that in Grand Theft Auto. Do it for the live.
Yeah.
That's what Cryo was waiting for. Didn't he say he was doing a live at 2 p.m., 2 a.m.?
My time.
Cryo,
That's what we had to learn.
Let's see, what am I gonna name?
Oh, that's why I wanted to show y'all the end design. Look, watch when y'all see this. Because I came up with the outline kind of myself, and then I had the AI like take the stories from the lives and then incorporate it into the outline as it deemed necessary with my adjustments.
Yeah, we're doing a double live today, you guys. We're live on Just Ty live now. Just Ty now. You can go find him at JUSTTAINOW and True Life Stories. I would yell out.
Was in.
But he already here, sounding like Big Chill.
Mend them, no.
Yeah.
Hey, here it is.
Oh, who just popped
True
in?
Life
Brian,
Stories.
what's up,
The Tom
Zoo?
Trip.
They ain't ready, brother. They ain't ready.
Yeah, I know you had. I wanted to call you so bad, Suzu.
Hey, same here, bro. Same here. Same here. That's why none of us called each other.
Yeah, I wanted to call you, but I said I'll save it for the live when we on live because I know you got something to say about it. You feel me?
Tell us that trip, man. Tell us about that dragon trip.
Nah, don't come in there and spoil this shit up with that Libra effect, man. That ain't what it is. That ain't the magic right there, man. You're playing your own game right there.
I ain't gonna do it for the live.
Shit flow natural, man.
He said he's not gonna do it for the live. I was gonna say something else with that, but if the joke, it went
I
too
was
far
waiting.
in my head.
I was waiting.
Yeah, it went too far in my head. I had to hold on. Let me stop. Stop. You're gonna wreck. I ain't trying to do that. I wrecked 3 times, man.
They already know they're inside the dragon's stomach, Master Creator. It's all good, man. It's just a dream, though.
Oh, it was a dream you had of the dragon?
Nah, no, nothing like that. I'm just flowing what Master Creator just said. I'm just telling them the actual facts.
Yeah. Nah, yeah. I don't know, man. That dragon. I don't know. The scales on the dragon back. I think each scale is a different reality, bro.
Yeah, but it's the same thing as the octopus with the thing on the technical or the tentacles or whatever they call it. So it's just the same shit over and over.
Yeah, over and over again. It's like kind of weird, but I ain't gonna lie, Sun Tzu, that angel, man, that angel shit threw me all the way off, bro. I was like, what the hell is going on, bro?
Yeah, and the funny thing is, right before you came back in your body, it went behind you before you even made it to your body, but you probably ain't even catch him.
Man, it's like
so it's behind you right now, and then it put its wings over your eyes, and then this is what you're seeing.
Yeah, and like it was weird because every time I figured it out, it would snap me right back into it. It'll let me figure it out. And I'm talking about the figuring it out seemed like it was a process of like to where I understood it for years. And then it'll snap me right back into it.
No, it didn't snap you back into it. It's not that it snapped you back into it. It just told you that this is it, pretty much. This is what it is, you know. And this part of it is the illusion, but that what you just saw is the reality of the situation.
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful dream, you feel me? So either way, as you can see, it maybe you ain't know yet, but you ain't gonna get touched, so it's okay. That's just a part of it. The look, the scare, the fear of the death part, and all that. Yeah, it's just gonna just mist out like a thin mist, and then it turns into this.
Hey, why that reality gotta hurt so much though? Just to see that part, like, oh.
Yeah, it don't hurt at all.
It hurt.
I think it's because you're so used to seeing this one that you get used to this one, right? You get so used to this shit that when you see something else or you put in something else, you kind of lose it because it's like, nah, bro, that can't be it. This can't be it. Like, bro, it was crazy because the little gesture kept on like putting his hand in my face to see if I was like paying attention, and he kept doing it, but I wasn't really paying attention to the gesture at first. I'm trying to see the backdrop of what was going on. And then finally, when I paid attention, I even said it. I said, okay, bro, I see you. You don't got to keep wiggling your hand in my face. And then that's when it just like, boom. I was like in that heavenly place. That's when the trip like really started and kicked in. But you know what's trippy though, Sun Tzu, is the fact that, okay, I'm telling you, man, I got to be one of the gangsters, psychedelic trippers on the planet right now.
Yeah, real talk. we them, bro. We them.
I said,
Type
Master Creator, I literally took the PEs and got the Don Julio and put them in a blender and blended it up.
Damn.
That was my mushroom tea right there. I blended it real good too. You feel me? And it kicked in it took its time to kick in because I was on the live. I forgot I was live when I was doing it. I was live that time, remember? And it kicked in. So, but the weird thing about it is like the next day, like when I dove in that last time, bro, my reality was just real life. It was real life. That's it. It was like I got some visuals, but it was real life. It was like this right here is what's happening.
It's still going right now. It's still going right.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
It's still right now. It's like no going back, you know. And pretty much you're done figured it out. You see. So it's like what we gonna do with it? You know, it's easy. We could do anything with it.
Basically, and it's wild, right? Because once you understand that you can have that control to juggle reality like you want to, you kind of realize you've been juggling it the way you wanted to in the first place. The whole time.
And that's the whole realization right there.
That's it.
No. We still lying though, because this is a part of the cloak. So that's the whole thing. It's a cloak.
You think so? You think it's a?
Yes, yeah. Because what's underneath the whole thing is the real you, is the mystic, which is just a word.
I think that's the part of it that we just don't understand. There's like infinite amount. There's an infinite part of you. Like you. There's so many different aspects of you. It's like the thing. So each layer of you complements the other layer. So this layer complements the other layers. This layer couldn't exist and those layers couldn't exist without each other. So just because you're understanding and seeing yourself on this layer and right here, at the same time on the other layer you're seeing it the same way. It's probably not this.
Yeah, but the whole thing is, all of that shit, none of that is what's happening. And that's what you just found out. At the end of the day, that's not what's happening. Yeah, it looked like it's a whole bunch of stuff, but it's coming back to the same thing.
Everything is happening. That's
quantum physics.
Hey, that's the thing. Everything is happening. There's nothing now. I can say this though, Sun Tzu, there's nothing that's not happening.
Yeah, right. But
except for the not happening, they over there be like, man, we not happening, man. We just not happening. That's all. That's the only word they know. We just not.
It's like, and even them, because they thinking they not happening, but they happening by.
You were saying something about the angel, the trip you had about the whole angel thing. Now, what you say happened now? Because then you'll see what I'm saying. So what you say happened? If you want to run it back in a little summary vibes.
Oh, I was like, okay, it was like that spark. The Ark of the Covenant, right? That was God. That was God, right? That was the spark that was put within me to make me. But that spark right there was something that it was almost like I seen it, but I didn't see it because everything else that was going on was what I was following. The things that I was following were like fleshly things, was things that this reality kind of give you in order to make you feel a certain way, to make you feel powerful, to make you feel loved, to make you feel good, and all these different things. So the aspect of me that was made within this reality was following all those things and not really giving into that spark or what that spark was, or even trying to follow that spark. So basically, being that I was following all these fleshly things and all these things, God trapped me in it and let me be trapped in it to live life over and over and over again, to get whatever I wanted out of life. It didn't matter. Like, it was like living lives as a millionaire, living lives as a...
1 second. So with that, what you just said right there, and that was the last trip. No, what you just said prior to this, you know what I mean? Like with all that other space stuff that we do, me, you, everybody else here. But that right there was the whole point. You see what I'm saying now? So it don't matter what you do, what direction, left, right, up, down, blah, blah, blah. You could do whatever you like. You could do it.
Exactly. Exactly.
So pretty much, but the point is, you ain't really doing anything, and you're wasting. It's like we're saying we're wasting our own time. Like, this is it. This is it. Yeah. But it's not like a scary thing, though. Most people, it sound like something like somebody saying, "This is it. Get ready to get your head split." What
made it scary, like not in the sense like, I was scared like on the ride, but I was like kind of spooked because I'm going, how long do I have to do this? Like, how long am I gonna have to do this? Like, and this is what's crazy though. I understood it in a way that okay, even that God aspect was still me, right? You feel me? Oh, what's up with it? All these different levels were still me. So it didn't matter like when I came into life how I looked at the levels. Because I took it every which way. I looked at it in every which way and I experienced it in every which way. So it didn't matter. It was still looking at it the same way. But it didn't seem like that from each person that I was. It didn't seem like it was the same thing. It seemed like it was something different. Like again, it was new again. And then it was new again. I don't care if it was like a million times it was new. And then it was new. And then it was new. Every time I came back, it was new.
And that's
So I
why
looked
we
at it
lose our
like it was
keys.
new. Go ahead. What should I tell?
I was trying. I said that's why we lose our keys.
Yeah.
Over and over again.
Over and over and over and over.
We got a lot of different points of view, so maybe it wasn't at that particular point of view when he was looking for the key.
Yeah, maybe I just and it was times that you wasn't even looking for nothing. You was just being.
Exactly, and that's what I'm trying to tell you. Every fucking thing that's happening here is just trying to tell you the same thing. Even when your blunt drop, when you go to the store to buy the backwood, it's a story telling you the same thing that people live their whole life for. You go in the fridge to get some Kool-Aid, it's a story trying to tell you the same shit. Yeah, that shit crazy.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It
Like
is,
I'm
bro.
just saying, you going in the fridge for a bottle of water or something, you know. But I'm just saying, if you pay attention to what you're thinking while doing it, what happened when you're going to do it, blah 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 blah, and you put it, you'll see it
You heard that master
continuously
key.
throughout your whole day.
That master key people keep preaching about all the time. You gotta do this. You gotta do this and bend like this, and just gotta pay attention to what you already going through. It's already there.
Yeah, like
So,
it's weird. I think I found it. I'm gonna check it out. But no, it's weird, bro. It's hella weird. Cause
it ain't weird. It's just that a part of us
It's the
scared. A
Twilight
part of us
Zone.
scared.
hey, you be thinking everybody else and everything got control over you, and it's like you always had control over yourself. You always was woke. You always was awakened. This is awokenness right here. It's always been
Yeah,
that.
but hey, true. You know what it is? We went on a journey with it. We didn't go on a journey, but back before our memories serves us, if you dig deep, you can even find that we came from a far place to become a human, becoming this form. So we have certain memories. Some people might say trauma of this and that, but it ain't even got to be this type of trauma what we talk about. You know what I mean? Like relationship or family. I'm talking about maybe thinking about a worm's life trying to get to the surface. You feel me? And
Look,
all
this is
calculations.
what's weird though.
Yeah.
Like the place that we came from, right? The place that we came from, it seemed like it almost started at the same time as this place started. It's like they all started at the same time.
There is
Like
no
I said, it wasn't one separate from the other. Like you feel me? Like that place, like bro, that place, when you go into that place, which we would call heaven, you remember it. It's not nothing like new. That's the weird thing. Like you remember being in that place and you going like, and this I'm not talking about my last journey. I'm talking about even journeys before when I first started seeing those things or seeing that heavenly place. And I go, hey, I remember being here. Like this ain't nothing new. And it's like sometimes I think Sun Tzu, like from the time that we birthed all the way up until the time we actually start talking or we actually start getting like shared this reality and people giving us this reality, I think we still be in that place. We still be tied to it.
Yeah, sir. And I was in the like if you remember if you pull up your tub, right? Pull up your tub and go in the water and lay down in there. You remember when you was a little baby making circles around that motherfucker?
Yeah.
And then more memories start coming up. A lot of ways to trip, man. Do that shit on some shrooms is crazy.
Yeah,
Yep, yep.
shrooms. Man, shrooms,
Cause
I ain't
when
gonna lie, bro. Shrooms is a beautiful thing, man.
it
You
is.
know, it's a beautiful thing, Ty. I don't know who brought it into the reality, but
one one of the
we
cool
knew what
things
we
I
was
see
doing.
about it, about like the comfort and the reality sakes and all the stuff that people go through in they time and space that they occupy, and asking questions about like where do their thoughts come from, what is life, what is death. It doesn't like just give you a straight up answer. It gives you an experience, and then like it's so cool that it ties in other experiences that you thought had nothing to do with it, and then you're like, wait, but it does have something to do with it because they said it did, but I looked at it like this, or I said it was like this, and that was the magical at that moment. And it's always
Yeah,
magical. Because
yeah, it's
like where do you
always
go when you
magical.
daydream or when you're visualizing a place? Does that place actually exist, or would you say it only exists on mushrooms or in dreams? I think like
It,
it all exists. It's there, but how
yeah,
tangible it is to the person and how relevant it is to their life is based off their how they did overall. If you want to talk in this, how they designed themselves to come into the world, but how their culture speaks to them and their clothing and their religions and their parents and their friends and stuff has a
yeah.
lot to do with it. So
And,
like how they take those
um,
visions in their head, like, oh, am I a psychic, or oh, am I a shaman, or oh, am I just a dope human being, or like, am I a
it's
remote viewer, or
just how Jew said we came in on the he said came in on the comment. Not many lives can survive the vacuum of space. That's how the mushrooms came in.
Hey, look, you just said that everything is on the same timeline. Like when you came in, everything came in at the same time.
Yeah,
So if everything already happened, right, and this planet going in the sun or some shit or shit going blow up, that means the shit already blown up, right? So that
yeah,
means if we all inside of the fire right now and we just doing all this magic because we in the middle of fire, obviously that's why this is it. But it's still an illusion, right? Yeah.
yeah.
but that
But think about that though too. What you're saying and about the thoughts and the daydreams, because a lot of things seem scary to people because of how they are encountering things already in their everyday life. Like how you said, is always happening. Like however
just
people view things is how
constant. Oh,
it's just how it is for how
exactly.
so like somebody that truly they say, oh, this person believes in themselves, they do this and that, but they could just be following what they see in their mind, and what they see, they probably see themselves being Batman in some world, or a mixture, some superhero, or a slug on a banana or something, and they're
You
like, oh,
got
when I
niggas
was a
running
slug.
around thinking you really got niggas running around thinking they superheroes right now. And they really believe they superheroes and they out dressing up in superhero attire trying to save the streets.
Those are vigilantes though that think that that's been hurt in some ways. I gotta take
They,
it
they
back in
saw
my
that spark,
hands.
man. They saw that spark that you was talking about. But the thing is, they watch a lot of TV. They got a lot of conditioning, so they related it back to Superman and Captain Planet. You feel me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is the way that has to be done. I saw the same thing they saw. But you gotta
Man.
correlate it
I was
more.
remember Watchmen, right? Ty, remember
Hmm.
when
What part?
the what's his name, the comedian? Was that his
What he do?
name? The when he jumped off when the people was riding and he jumped off the damn he jumped off the spaceship and he just started shooting them.
No, I'm trying to remember the movie. I'm looking at a scene now.
Yeah, Watchmen. Watchmen. It's the comedian and the owl dude,
I
whatever his
was thinking
name
about the
is.
one with the blue people. I'm
With
thinking
the
of something
blue
else.
dude. No, it's the blue naked guy. That's how I put it in. I said, what's the movie with the blue naked guy, superhero movie?
Mecha
Oh, it
Break is
is
now
that one then.
available with Google.
Okay.
Yeah, but he jumped off the thing and he just started busting at the protesters and stuff. And I was like tripping because I had made a video, I never did post it though, about when they just raided the ICE building. Like the people like basically ambushed the ICE building. And then when the police pulled up and showed up, they just like they start firing at them and they shot one of the police in the neck. I said, that's gonna cause it to be like Watchmen in that time where he jumped off that ship and he started shooting people, and the other superhero was like, bro, what are we doing? And he was like, man, you know, we gotta save the people from themselves.
Yep. With great power comes great responsibility.
Have to save them from themselves because they can't do it. They don't know what the hell they doing.
Mm-hmm. That's looking at the surface so much, and then thinking that the way that they're living is just the way that they're programmed. Like, you can't change the computer now. Like, you just gotta get a new one.
Hey, you don't agree? You don't agree about? Let me just get this back to this part right here because it's concrete, so it's gonna get you somewhere. Because I realize you sidestepped it because you don't know how to direct it. Because this whole thing about we cloaked up right now, do you understand that that is what's going on? No matter what it looked like to you, it's not what it seems. Individually, each individual who running around here right now that's looking for something, trying to find God or this and that same exact motherfucker is rocking a cloak and don't even know it. Because it's not time yet to show it, you know?
Yeah. but that's the thing, right? So what do? Do we take the cloak off?
You can't do it. No. You see, the thing is, that's the question is, it's not what do we do, is who's asking the question if you already know.
Yeah, the one that's wearing the cloak is the same one that's not wearing the cloak. Everybody's wearing it.
Mm-hmm. I think and then you got to think about. So no, you got to think if the small man noticed. What about the big man that noticed? Then you can see why they're living in Metropolis. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, who gonna be accepting this shit? Not the middleman. The middleman ain't trying to believe that shit. He just trying to hand the shit one direction to the other. So it's just two people on both sides of the seesaw.
In all reality, though, I think everybody knows what's going on. That's why everybody's doing.
They don't have a choice.
They're doing right exactly what they want to do. There's nobody not doing what they feel like they should be doing or want to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They ain't got a choice, really, because it's their sentence. You know, some people wake up in their sentence, I guess, and recognize the verse, and they still don't hear the song.
And you know what's crazy though, right? This shit is like, the mind is like TikTok. Because it'll be on one thing and then it'll jump to something else so fast, then jump to something else. Because it don't like to just live in one moment forever at times.
Nah. Mm-hmm. It's the cloak. I just told you, it's the cloak. That's how it does it intentionally. It does it purposely. It got to keep skipping. You know, sometimes you really pay attention to yourself, you'll hear the click in your damn head and your brain hear that click.
Nah, that makes sense. Because like I said, every time I figured it out, it switched me up to something different.
And
then I just be going about life.
Yeah.
I think everybody hear that click. That's why they
everybody pay attention to it though, Ty. Yeah, they was.
Now I understand the attention game, but I think the attention is a game as well. As much as all the other games that's dished out to people. Is something
that's not really attention, it's conversation, it's communication. You just gotta know how to read the language, not just A, B, C to Z.
Nah, see, because then you'll do the Buddha thing to where you'll just cut everything off and just go into meditation and break away from everything.
Get stuck in a cycle.
And I don't even think Buddha did that. I think that's just what they wrote about.
What?
He probably went off for a bit, did some things, and then did things that was not part of society. But for people to be written about for thousands of years, things got to be extrapolated a bit.
Yeah, everything is a lot added to.
Yeah, but Buddha still right here. Buddha right here, right now. Buddha ain't go nowhere.
And his brother Fuda. Like
Yeah.
they forget about his brother Fuda.
It's
Like,
just
oh,
that
you
it's
wasn't good
just that a
enough
lot
because
of
you
people don't
decided to
know
stay with
a
the
lot of
people.
people don't know the
You
equation or the
decided to stay
math.
with the people, so your name will not be remembered because you didn't disconnect from people. Like he was just as important.
And all of them got their teachings from the same place.
So I think like
Mhm.
remembering and not remembering is part of a larger game. It's part of a larger S concept of how this life is configured.
I'm gonna show you another piece of the configuration, Ty. That's okay. I keep coming with the
I'm
shit.
just
That's
thinking.
just
Go ahead.
no. You gotta do it. I'm just
Yeah,
showing
yeah,
you
I'm with
another
you.
piece
I'm
of the
with you.
configuration. In each individual, it's just the same two people. You know what I mean? But you can't be either. You gotta stay in the middle. It's the same two. So, for example, the negative, whatever that in that one fight, them two people is the same person going at each other. But then we would say, you just fighting with himself. But really and truly, yeah, he fighting with himself. But no, you know what I mean? It's still running parallel with that shit. Still trying to take you out. Still trying to have you really
But
fight yourself. You know, because that's
but
the
that's
only way it could do it. Because the enemy ain't got no teeth. You got the teeth, so you could only bite yourself. So it got to work like that, so you could fight yourself. You know.
For reals. It's getting
but
like
that's
that with me making video games.
I think that's one of the aspects of it that you see is that even when you think you're fighting somebody outside of yourself, you're still fighting yourself. It's the fight always, and the whole action has always been with yourself. It's never been with anybody or anything outside of yourself.
So what I just showed you is how separation came into being and how there is no such thing as separation if you're in the in between. Because then you'll recognize that it's just the same person on the scene right now. So what you're housing is the individual that this whole existence is looking at inside of you right now.
But that's the cool thing about it, though. I think that's why we create the separation to get the desired feel of individuality.
To trap yourself.
But that's the thing. You only trapping yourself within yourself.
Right.
So it's
So
really
you're
not
not
a
tra- so,
trap.
so you're not trapping yourself. You're trapping something else that's within yourself. It's like you're the guardian of the temple.
Or
You
why
feel
Yeah.
we
me?
why we trapping things? That mean we had to lure it there in the first place.
I'm gonna tell you how you trap. I'm gonna tell you how you trap it. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you how you trap it. When you and your girl get in an argument and you fell for it.
Here chatting.
No, that
That's
was
how
a
you.
cold
Wait, say
walk-in.
that. Wait, say that again.
I said I'm gonna tell you how you trap somebody when you and your girl get in an argument and you fall for it. It ain't gotta be this thing that you're creating inside of your head when you hear that. No, it's simple as that. Yeah.
Hey, yeah. That's
Sometimes
the
it
funny
is.
part. Is when you create the argument.
You create every conversation you have.
Yeah,
So,
because you,
like
you
for
you pick.
example, like in this what we're doing right now, is two energies. You know what I mean? It could be, or it could just be the same, and it doesn't have a choice. They either working together, they get on that one level, or it's the
Man, it
two
could be
against the
like
one
10 of
against
them.
the other.
It could
You
be
know how it
two in the
go.
foreground and then like 8 in the background being the producers. Like, all
So,
right,
so
okay.
that's the oneness. So that's the oneness. So that's why no good, no bad.
Yeah,
No
like
such thing
moth to
as
the
good, no
flame.
such thing as bad. We just fucking decoded the matrix. Go outside and go get a Benz out of the parking lot.
By next
Ah,
week.
hey, I think we, I think we like to live in the. I think we like to live in the trap of our own ideas and understanding. That's why we fortify them so strong.
And that's why I don't call
Yeah,
it a trap. That's why I call it. Yeah, it could be another
I
word
call it.
for
It's a mansion. You living in your own mansion, okay? All
it.
right. You put gates up. You got security and everything in your mansion. I'm telling
I
you, like
call it a
that.
trap, but I'm gonna call it a Gucci trap. Gucci man trap that thing. You know what I mean? That's all they do. We ain't
Cause,
gonna change the word now. We're just gonna give it a different definition now. You know what I
Because
mean?
Cause I
it,
think the
it is
word
weird.
trap come about. It could
No,
come about from people physically saying dang, when I wake up, I'm still in this body. But
because
are you really still in the same body
Oh no
from
no no,
yesterday?
Ty.
it's
Who said that though? Who said that?
we doing the
I'm
same
thinking of
thing.
people on the internet.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying sometimes. What if I wake up tomorrow and I said, "Damn, the same thing you just said. Am I still trapped in this body?" Who you think said that? You think that was
Man,
me?
I had forgot what
No.
I had said. Hold on. Yeah,
Right.
that's how it be
Exactly.
going.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
But
It's different
So you
parts of
don't
the
know
yeah,
what
mind
you
that
how
work
that's it.
that you work.
That's it.
But where in all of this is the me part? There's no part of a body that makes a me. It's all just a bunch of parts, right?
The
what you
me is
talking about.
probably all
No,
of it.
watch this now.
The
Watch
me is
this. And
probably all
what you
of
said
it.
no, what you said, Cryo? Say that again.
I said if no individual part of the human body makes a me, then where's the
Uh-huh.
me at all?
Girl body.
So what does the
Me
human
too.
body got
Sometimes
to
I'm in
hold up?
my girl body a lot.
What the human body got to do with a you? Meaning the human body is your existence, is what you're saying, correct? So that's how it got to relate to you.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out.
Like
Oh,
even in science, as science come to mind, how the human body is made up of atoms and carbon and stuff, but so are other things in the world. So
So
I think
right.
everything is all related. It's just
so Sun Tzu.
Yeah.
So okay. So what if we all and everything you see, we just a reflection of you?
It can't be that because you involve as well, and
what?
you have a dream too.
Oh, come
And this
on.
thing is all, and this if listen, and this thing is all burning. So everything that you see is a me too. So there is no me and there is no you, and nothing is here. Everything is see through. If you're thinking correctly, then you will realize it's just that you're conditioned to thinking that the body is me too, but the body is neither me or you. So
That's
if
but
you
that's the
recognize,
thing. If you looking, like say if you was looking in the mirror, right?
yeah,
And say you seen a speck on your face, right? A little speck.
yeah,
And
yeah.
you know,
But
what would you do?
remember what you just said though. If you
What?
said if you say if you was looking in the mirror and you see a speck on your face, pay attention to the words. So that means you're
I'm
speaking to
paying
me as if
attention.
I'm tired. So pretty much you still think with all the trips we took, you still think that the Sun Tzu you're talking to is the body. You feel me? So there is no me looking in the mirror, seeing a speck on the face. So pretty much that's you saying you get up tomorrow and see your car with a bird shit on top of it. That's not a problem. You wipe it off. You get back in your vehicle.
That's what I'm saying.
You ain't even gotta wipe it off. You
That
feel
that's
me?
hey, that's what I'm saying. So when you see that speck and you
Yeah.
wipe that speck away and you correct that speck, it's the same thing we do with correcting certain things that we see that we feel is wrong or in reality.
Exactly.
And what if that's
Because
just how it
reality
comes
is
to
just
us? What if like in that itch is a whole nother world where these calculations and stuff is happening, and it put
saying
like
And
reverberation.
that is very true.
everywhere.
That is
It's
true.
not
And that's
there,
why it
it's
appeared in
nowhere.
this appearance. That's why it made an appearance so that you could make it no longer appear. Detachment, you know? So as soon as it appeared, yes, that was that world, but it came into this 3D, whatever you call it, as that small situation or whatever, just so that it doesn't bother you. Not for you to tackle it, because it already tackled. That's how it became an obstacle.
You know it's your body. He said if your eye is pulled out, you know it's your body, son.
Oh no, hold on.
Huh?
So it says so if the eye is pulled out, I know if it's my body. I'll know if
Yeah.
it's my body, right?
He said if the eye is plucked out,
Uh,
you know it's your
so
body.
no, the pain, the body is gonna feel pain. If that's what he's referring to? Yeah, the body gonna feel pain. There's still
The
a you.
receptor
There's still a you that
sites.
ain't there that feel the pain. Because if you go to the doctor, you know they can give you certain things. Like I think you guys the smart people here. Certain things with the nerves where you won't feel pain. So it's not too far fetched what I'm saying. You know?
He
Yeah.
said, Jonathan said it's Idris Med. Each phenomenon contains all others. What is here is everywhere. What is not here is nowhere.
Courage the Cowardly Dog lives in the middle of nowhere.
Hey, I'm
ask him where here is.
Oh shit!
I don't understand. Like if they can't understand, like this is all cloaked up.
It's like you're trying to trick me.
You're in a building right now. Like we doing it. Like you're in a building. Everything is saying what I'm saying. You're sitting on a chair. Everything is a cloak, bro. You're laying on a bed.
Get out my chair to get some coffee.
You feel me? Like, come on, bro. You know what I mean? The dolphin trying to tell you, like it's all good. Like we just here, doing this thing. Don't you like the operation? Just wake up in it, and you'll like the presentation that get presented to you.
Man.
But if you're still fooling yourself, then you're still gonna be matrixed out.
Because a lot of people that want to go to other worlds.
Let's dive deeper into this, right? Okay, so if the body is not mine, then whose is it?
Yeah, but who said? But who do you don't? Wait, hold on. You heard that shit? What he just said, Ty? He said, if the body is not mine, then who is it? Whose is it? The person that's looking, whatever. No, I'm sorry for saying person, but whatever that's looking through the eyes. Next question. Watch this.
So when the person, how did
it ain't
the
person, but
how did whatever it was that's looking through the eyes get it confused and start to believe that the body was his, that anything was his?
Hey, hold on. Because the person the thing that's looking through the eyes is not the mind. It's not the brain. Sorry.
Yeah. I gotta go to work. I gotta brush my teeth. I gotta breathe this air. I gotta talk. My lungs are breathing.
So when did it get confused and start to say,
no, that's just part of the game.
Oh, that's my car. Oh, they're my shoes.
I'm gonna tell you when. When it started looking at other things, when it started looking at the TV and seeing things that it liked, when it started seeing his friends coming home with the new bike, when it saw the first Nintendo commercial, you know what I mean? When it saw his friends come home with his new hairdo or a new pair of shoes, yeah, so we did all types of tricks and shit, and called it competition, and it just built on itself, snowball effect, and then we got lost in it, but some people didn't. You know what I mean?
So
some people didn't even play.
So what happens when you get to that point to where you understand that the I is not you, and
then you realize that what you're looking for is just somebody sitting on a chair. That's it.
And then everything leads. Everything leads back to here.
Eunuch. Oh, he said, "Do
like
say
somebody
up here."
Like say somebody want to say, "I'm trapped, so I want to leave this reality. I'm never coming back." Well, if they did leave, like that thing that was
then
saying
I'll tell that person they need an exorcism.
That thing did leave, and then they came. But then another reality started, or son, where the everything that was still that thing was just kept going.
Yeah, open-eyed. Jonathan said,
Tied down.
Hold on, Jonathan said it's like getting lost in playing a video game and getting really identified with the character and swept away by the story.
Yeah, exactly. But then again, you gotta think. Now you're on a quest to figure out who made the story. You know what I mean? Who made the story? Why we involved in the story? And then you realize when you try to come out of the story, it's the same things that you like within the story. So you're like, damn, how the fuck I'm gonna come out of the story? So that's why at the end of the day, the thing that you seek is a person sitting on a chair. You know what I mean? Because he already got everything without having it. You know what I mean? So you just got to figure that part out. It's still a mystery if it's still a mystery to you.
I got my video camera set up to where I hit the button that make my chair disappear. So
Yeah, exactly.
dang, oh yeah, you barely getting them. You still in the old town in Oakland, Master Creator,
Nah,
huh?
I'm in San Francisco right now.
Oh, Frisco.
The eye.
Hey,
is in
true. He
San
can't. Hey,
Francisco.
Critter, he can't come up with nothing next with that shit, bro.
Oh
He
yeah,
all
I
in
can
that
come up.
space.
You know,
He
I can
can't
come
touch
up with.
nothing. All right, where you gonna
Hey,
touch? There's nothing to touch. You can't come up with nothing. Tell me something on this planet
no,
you
I
can
can
touch
come
right
up
now.
with everything, bro.
All
Because
right.
if the body, I'll go back to it. If the body ain't yours, then why you in it?
Your mama and your papa fucked and then you came back in it because you are everything. No, listen carefully. Listen to me. Because listen. Your mama and your papa was fucking and you are
Made
everything. So
love.
you was right.
Made
Listen,
love.
bro.
Correct that. Made
Nah,
love. Made
let me
love.
Your
say it.
mama and your mama, my mom and my papa was fucking and I'm everything and I was right there listening and looking. You feel me? So at the same time when the thing was about to happen, I was right there as well. So it was still I
Oh,
understand that came in it. So you can't escape.
I used
he
to
said,
Same thing goes for you.
when my
hey,
daughter
So
G
was a
that's
said,
kid.
why. So that's why we in it though. Really, it sounds funny, but don't you see what I'm saying?
but
How
you,
else how else you gonna be not in it? So the
yeah,
same
but
way
I'm
when
saying,
this
okay,
body dropped.
so that's what I'm saying. So you in it, right? You in it. So
How
don't
you
you
doing
just
there?
play the part, or do you just stop playing the part? Do you
Cool.
stop being?
Hey,
Part
man.
Do you just quit?
part play by itself.
Do you
Because
just
it's
quit the
not a play, you
game?
know?
Oh,
That's what I
You
was
can't
thinking
quit the
about.
game.
The
This
thing
is the
that quit the
game. It's like you
game
press play. No matter which way it
Like,
go, this is it.
probably has
Go ahead,
nothing to
man.
do with this. So it wouldn't matter to the thing that's in the game, the thing that's
Right.
behaving in the game. Like we think of everything that's happening, but we get a glimpse of it because we put ourselves in the game.
but that's the thing,
yeah.
So
though.
if we're
You
not
are
playing the
the
game,
game. Like, see, because we think we
You
look
said
at
it
it
was
like
a
we in
game,
the
and
game,
what is it? Why is it a
but
game?
you
And
are
don't
the
we're
game.
still talking within language, so it's within the main frame of
yeah,
the
But,
circuit board. You
talking
know what I
but
in
that's
mean?
the thing,
compounds.
though. What do
So,
you do, Sunzu, when you are the game
well,
that
who
you
is?
think that you're
Hold on, let me ask
inside
you a
of?
question. Let me ask you a question. Why would Sun Tzu be asking, "What do I do?" Like, so how the fuck would I know how that go? Because I haven't seen anything yet that I would have to ask. What would I do? You feel me? So the question is, you would have to be a specific. Like, give me an example. What the fuck is it that I couldn't do? You know what I mean? For real.
The world projects.
Because
Okay, look. Okay, now UL here. UL said, "What is you projects a world that projects a body that projects is that projects a body. The body is a tool to the projection and build as you. You are a story that makes stories."
there it is.
On top of it,
If that's a,
So
if
you're
that's how he
saying we are
said, that's
three
how he
things at
said it.
once, right?
Here
We are
again. Here
originator,
again.
manifester, and observer.
why
he
not?
said,
Basically.
he said, "Go on and fly, Sun Tzu."
Hell yeah. Hey, tell him I never touched Earth before. I don't know what the fuck. My
They
feet
hear
never
you.
touched
I'm just
Earth
reading the
before.
chat. I'm reading
I
the
know.
chat.
I'm
They
just
hear
telling
you.
him my feet never touch Earth because I ain't got none. For real. And that's
So,
facts.
so in the end, the moral of the story is do what? Do nothing.
Here I get it. You still talking about do. You can't not do. You can't not do.
I don't get it.
Yeah, we're a rolling ball. We don't gather no moss around here.
I'm saying the moral of the story is what? Do nothing. Let it do what it do.
Basically.
That's
Let
what's
it do
happening.
what it do.
Or we can just wake up and not do. But everybody got to be locked in too. It can't just be you.
Yeah, he said, yeah, get some Air Jordan signs. Might as well, huh? Go get some
When
J's.
you think about it, man.
Man, that reminded me of one time I needed some Air Jordans. I was like, man, I'm gonna get myself a pair of them. And then I'm walking on air. You know, they say Satori is the same as real life, except 2 inches off the ground.
But that ain't what Sun Tzu is saying, because the UL said you are it doing as it does.
That's what I was heading to.
Because Sun Tzu is just a there is no this alter ego thing that this thing you're referring to as a Sun Tzu and this and that does not exist in that reality. This is just a conversation and a body walking around. You know what I mean? So what this body is doing over here is something that can't be told. It's something that can't be explained. But this right here is a conversation explaining the unexplainable.
It's doing
we all explaining people.
Not me. We all doing it right here.
Yeah, it's doing itself. It don't need anybody.
It's just a reflection of. This is just life itself.
It doesn't need. It don't need anybody to do anything. It's just doing it itself. This is what it does. And then we
not need nobody. This is it. This is its body, right?
Who is it though?
You motherfucker.
I'm not it.
I'm not it. Are you? You know what I'm saying?
I ain't doing. I'm not it, and I'm not doing anything. I do nothing.
You ain't got to do it. You just got to think it.
Yeah, that's it. And let it do what it do. And then I just watch it. I just watch it.
Just watch it, man.
That's it.
Because guess what? Whatever you think, you're going to get it, you know. So you just make sure you think, you know.
Think about what the mind goes through in a person that's traveling through different worlds in their minds. Rather it be a kid reading books or an adult that's doing mushrooms and talking a lot and meditating and going through the stories and realities of what's witnessing those different stories going on at the same time, and how are those stories being related. Like how I think that's part of the aspect of the observer, because we're not just in this body ever at one time.
But you gonna always be you until you not you no more.
No, I understand the you that's talking to you, but while I'm talking to you, I can be imagining me skateboarding on top of Mount Everest in the middle of a tsunami. And I can feel it, and I can even learn some things from there. Like I can play out a story of bringing my rope, and I forgot my rope. Oh, I'll never do that again. So now, like say in a day here, I'm observing that. So probably in a day here, I'm seeing the leash for the dog, and I'm be rushing. Then I turn, oh, I need that leash or something. I just know I need this leash. Like in my experience in myself, it's a lot of stories that happen like that with me, where it's visions and stories that I play out that have nothing to do with me trying to write it down, just daydream, just playing out cool things. And then it turns out to be relevant to helping me here, even with little things with how to behave or what is reality, or like finding myself in Twilight Zone situations and playing it out. Somebody say, oh, you got too much time on your hand. But isn't that what they always say? You kind of need, like you need some time. You got all the time in the world. Like all these realizations bring about for me a different, or in the person, in my experience, a different, a certain realization, a certain personality type. Let's just say that, because they're witnessing different parts of their personality, which doesn't just exist in one plane of existence.
Yeah, because your soul come down here to deal. Your soul came to deal with certain things, you know what I mean? So those appearances appear for you to deal with. Only you know how, you know?
Yeah, and sometimes it's fun. It's just music, or like think of inventors of games and stuff like that. Like they probably in worlds or of animes and movies where they was dealing with these concepts and was really like Lord of the Rings fully in there, and it's like, all right, I'm gonna write about this. But in his life, he was living that out in another reality, and then us reading it and envision it, we're living it out in that
Right.
other reality too, but with our perspective on it, because it's like we become the main character and we voicing it like him, but we hear in the background sometimes, oh, I would want to do this, or sometimes we just sit back and watch the character do what it do, as if it's
The
still
main
us still.
character is
It's like,
always
oh,
trying to, do a lot. But wait, hold on. Here goes some. UL said you have to make the forest before you can make yourself lost. You have to build a mountain before you can climb it. You created the beginning and finish line and how you will play the story. And then somebody else, he said, yo, everyone, say daydreaming in Twilight Stone to getting in the zone. What?
Tell you, you
what is
sound
you?
like my grandfather right now, man. We the new tell you, we the new school, bro. Like
He said, what is you is not a fixed point in existence. So you are projected as you can't be a fixed point in existence. Who the body
that's
is,
true.
we all have a title. We all
And it's
have.
funny how we're saying the same thing.
He said,
You can't touch a damn thing.
Nah, I think, man, it's wild, right? Because we always say that the you and the I
You're here watching how the body
don't
died.
exist, but the you and the I is the one that's always doing the talking.
You're here watching how the body died. You can't escape it.
Hey, the you and the I is the one that's always doing the talking.
Yeah.
Always, and it does that even when it's not here and it's with nobody. It's still talking in your mind. And who is it talking to? Because I asked it that. I said, wait, hold on. Who are you and why are you talking to me? How come you've been talking to me all this time?
my whole life.
And my whole life.
Before I knew it was life.
It sounds like somebody who already lived their life that's somewhere just remembering it in a casket somewhere. You know, like
Man.
somewhere wrapped up in a mummy thing. You know, one of them tombs.
Yeah, we're all.
Like, who do you think the people are on Mush? Well,
That's what I feel like.
Where? How do you relate the thoughts in your head to the things that you see on mushrooms? True.
Wait, say that again.
How do you relate the things that goes on in your head to your mushroom journeys?
Man, that's a good one. I think it's all the same. I think the mushroom journeys is what's going on in my head.
That's the first sentence. Yeah.
Like literally, I feel like that's what's going on in my head. Every journey I had was already going on in my head. I just wasn't able to see it in the ways I was seeing it on the mushrooms. Been here, done that. That's what Tom said.
Mm-hmm.
Been there, done that.
Yeah, the movie, the words almost stopped going up right now, man. For real.
That's just the script writer.
I'm telling you, I just said, look, every time I try to not be I, me answer for I. And then I find out that me is I.
And that's why my daughter name is Isla.
And I told her I'll see you when pigs can fly.
Exactly.
And who's the me that I never met that's looking through the eye?
Like,
I see it in the mirror and I'm asking, is that I? How could I be so fly?
Why?
I look around, the streets are dirty, I let out a sigh.
Oh my, oh my. Why am I not high? I gave up tree. Now I want to die. Oh my. I wish I just could get high.
Just dive.
Exactly. That's all I'm gonna do is die. I'm diving every weekend. I'm diving every weekend for the next 3 months straight. Every weekend I'm diving in, bro.
Yeah, I'm about to in a few seconds. I'm just here chilling.
Yeah, I gotta I'm like in the next couple of days. I'm gonna have to dive in on the DMT though. I have to go back.
I want me some of that. I want me some of that.
You got it already. You just ain't smoked it. You just ain't smoked it. Yeah.
I need that 5-MEO powder form.
Right now. Dang, man.
In that zone right now.
Everybody come in, they smoking blunts, talk about smoking Skywalker OG.
I'm about to have Enigma and albino penis envy in a few weeks.
Oh yeah.
I have a lot of it.
Yeah. Nice. At that point, if you have a little too much for the time being, maybe make like a tincture or something.
You can never.
I usually just give it away. I was planning on giving it away to like some friends, my uncle, you know.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I need an ultrasonic extractor so I can make like powdered castles and chocolates and shit. Cause that would be like good as fuck.
Oh, you can still do chocolates with the fruit, bro. You just gotta blend it up.
Bro, you do the
Yeah, but it's not like the extractor. Like you don't get the nausea at all. That's what makes people like not want to do it.
Wait, y'all get nausea from mushrooms?
I don't know. I take the strongest forms. I don't know if you're on golden teachers or something, but I'd be on like albino penis envy, or penis envy in general.
I mean, I've taken rusty whites, lizard kings,
break it up in my hand and I chew that shit and I swallow it.
Well, right, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
the shrooms make me feel good. They don't make me feel bad, man.
I took 8 grams wet and I thought I could take 8 grams dry, and I did that.
No.
What happened when you
I wasn't having my shit. She like left me in the call alone. I was talking about how we were like trapped and shit. We were like being harvested and shit.
What happened when you took the 8 grams wet though?
It was fun, bro. I had a fucking blast.
Cause I did that.
But 8 grams dry, bro. I was literally gone off. I would close my eyes and I'd be gone off the earth, and then I'd be back, and then I'd be like, bro, I was in multiple lifetimes, bro. I was zooming out into the universe. It was crazy.
Did you ever leave your body?
The trees were talking to me, and I was like, I feel bad for you trees, because there's only one tree left in my block, and the tree was like telling me with its leaves and patterns and frequencies. It was like, I feel bad for you. You are cattle on a human farm. You only exist. They only want you to pay taxes. That's the only reason they want you here. I was like, damn.
How you know about taxes?
He was like, look at your houses and all these apartments getting smaller and smaller, more gentrified. People are spending all day at work when they just want to go home to their daughter, sitting on a subway. And it was like, damn, bro, the tree feel bad for me, bro. I felt bad for the tree. The tree like turned that whole shit around on me, bro.
That's crazy, because like when I did the thing with the trees, bro, it seemed like the trees was going through the same shit we was going through. It wasn't even too much different.
Yeah,
like they was going through the same shit, and it's just weird because even you talking to a tree, you sound crazy right now.
But you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. I talked to trees before.
Yeah, bro.
But
the trees been speaking to each other for millions of years. The trees already plants already communicate with each other. There's scientific evidence of that too.
Why don't you take a little talk with the mycelial network?
Huh?
I mean, didn't Terrence McKenna always talk about how if you tuned into what the mushrooms were trying to tell you, you could always figure out something along the lines of a alien seeming intelligence that's connected in the same way the mycelial network connects in the
if mushrooms speak
itself.
English, how would they sound?
Like us,
bro. I started hearing the patterns when I was 8 grams wet, I started hearing like the patterns in the different words, and our words are like, they're almost like spells, because every frequency and certain words have certain like connotations to them that affect our patterns of thinking, and you can use the same word in like different ways and it'll have a different effect. You know what I'm saying?
It's all about those entendres, bro. When I was psychotic one time, and this wasn't from mushrooms or nothing, I used to do triple entendres where I could say 3 things at once, and people couldn't understand what I was saying, and they were like, "How the fuck are you doing that right now?" And I'm like, "I don't know."
Can you do that right now?
My mind's
could
not
try.
open, connected, or not.
But it's weird because you have to have that creative spark to do it, and I'm kind of tired right now. But what I would say is something along the lines of like, it's got to be a little bit vague, but it's got to be appropriate in order to make it work.
Yeah.
So I could say something like, if you opened up, then nothing would be closed.
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying.
Mm.
But what you were saying about talking to the mycelium network, I think that's what you do anyway, bro. You that network is not just the plants and the trees.
If you find yourself in the moat, learn to float.
Well, you know how there's like the Akashic record, which has all astral information combined into one universally understandable medium?
You don't have to say shit.
Yeah, you don't, because when you get there, it's you, and you're like, wait a minute, how I get all this? Wait, I've been storing this up.
Like that was one of my experiences off the 4ACO. My older sons, and then we were in the backyard and they were talking, and bro, everything they were saying, it was creating reality. Like reality was coming smooth out their mouth, and I'm like going, what the fuck? Like I didn't want to talk for like 2 days, bro. I just was shut down. I said, I'm not saying anything. I didn't know that's what words do.
You know, there's some people that believe if you say the right thing with the right intention, it has to come true.
That's how they feel. That's what they.
But then it does, and you're like, "Dang, is it right or wrong? Who's to know?"
It's those inner questioning workings that other people will bother with that they don't bother with.
There is no right or wrong.
There's ways to see without overthinking. So a lot of people are used to. Not even that overthinking is a bad thing, because we always getting what we're supposed to get. But
there's no right or wrong, but there certainly is a ooh ah and an ouch. You know what I'm saying?
The thing is, the thing is, like, there's no such thing as overthinking. But
there is.
Whenever you think, you give your energy to whatever you're thinking about. And so there is a such thing as thinking about the wrong things, or thinking in the wrong way, or thinking in the wrong direction.
Unproductive versus productive thinking.
Which has
it's not even just about the production, it's about the overall effect of thinking itself.
The game that the mind playing with the brain right now, right?
Yeah.
I'm just watching it. That's what you gotta do sometimes. You gotta just let it go.
I'm just saying, like, just to show you, like, how it's real.
I remember I had an experience like you said, True. I ain't talked to people for like 2 weeks. I ain't come on a podcast or nothing. Then finally I started talking to people like we talk now, and the thoughts just started formulating, like how y'all zoning in. We're just philosophizing. We're using these words to do this and put this together, but it's enjoyable. And it's scary. It's everything in between.
It was weird, Ty, because once I shut down, reality did everything in its power to make me speak. And then it was asking me in a million different ways, why aren't you talking? Why aren't you communicating? Why ain't you doing this? And it was like, and it was saying it through everybody else. And because, that shit was hella weird though.
Because we thought we figured it all out. I figured it all out.
Get on your job, Nick.
Yeah,
since language is made out of mind stuff, does that mean that our thoughts are just as alive as we are?
I think so.
That's what I was bringing up.
If it's a story, right? Then it's a story. It has a, you know how a story goes.
I think
you ever realize, like, the part of your mind that's like, this is me and I'm thinking, is not like all of your mind. There's like parts of your mind that isn't like,
bro, that part of you that's this is me isn't even me, bro. It goes way deeper than that, bro. Holy fuck.
There is
like
no next.
All I can say is that when you get to the deepest reach of it, it's like a blue screen on your computer. Like when you crash and you see that error screen. This is what it was like when I was tripping one time. I saw a crack in the sky, basically. That was the causal network of the universe, and it looked like a fractal tree of lightning. where every little choice led to another choice, which led to other choices splitting off into this gigantic, literal tree of life. And I saw it.
Yeah.
And
that though.
well, what I realized is that I was at the fucking center of it. I was at the center of it. So I was like, okay, if I'm the central,
dude, when I was leaving this earth, like when I was so high on mushrooms, bro, I would like come back gasping, and then I would like almost like pass out, and I wouldn't be myself. And dude, when I was leaving this earth, bro, this whole place is like a fractal, bro. Yeah. And there's parallel versions of you just aren't experiencing right now, but they exist and they are experiencing.
I'm right here.
Yeah.
But our perspective is just locked into like this zone right now. This is what we see. This is where our mind's perspective is. We are not just here. We are also like so many other places.
Yeah, if you look at the whole
world, if you look at like the whole world.
So did you see something like the grid then?
If you look at the whole world, bro, and you in your room compared to the whole world, and you see a little speck in the corner, bro, that was us within the whole reality. That was the world. It was like the universe was like a speck in the corner of my room.
Mm-hmm. Corner of your mind.
On my trip, the corner, like just a little speck. It wasn't really nothing. It was some shit that can just blow away and not be here no more.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing would be missed. But like he said, like on them times where I left, when I came back, I didn't even recognize reality no more, because reality didn't exist to the places that I went to. This place wasn't even a thing. So when I got back and I was back here and I'm looking and I'm like, I didn't even fucking, like, this shit wasn't, I didn't even know what it was.
No,
do you see the infinite
it's
line?
Just that it's not what it is, but it is. It's just a cloak, you know. It's always like that. Huh? You know what I mean? It could be this, it could be that, it could be anything. It could be anything. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's what they say about the veil in magic. Sometimes it's a little thinner depending on what you're doing.
You know, and just because of, you know, the speed, how you gonna catch up with it? You know what I mean? Like, you can't even catch up with this.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I brought up the imagination all this show. Just like, where do you think you are when you're thinking? Where are those thoughts? Where does that place exist? Is it as real as this, or is it something fake? Is it a fantasy, or is it another reality?
Like your dreams. Is your dreams another reality?
And how we attend to those thoughts. Like, yeah, that's why I think people bring up meditation and all those things. And they say, you have a world inside of you. Yeah, if you just breathe and see what's going on in your mind. And a lot of people try to tell you, this is what you're going to see in your mind. You need to think about this and that. And that's what we do all the time. We create checkpoints, breadcrumbs, whatnot. But as well, what if?
But we're still safe. We're still safe in a bird's nest, like chilling.
We are.
Even when you meet your end, that's it's going to even be a more comfortableness.
They got me. Ah.
If you wasn't creating something, then what would you be doing?
If you wasn't creating something, then what would you be doing? Creating more illusions.
Yeah. You have to. I think that's what we have to do.
Because then we wouldn't have nothing to touch. We wouldn't have nowhere to go. We would just be sitting still on a chair looking.
It's like
a chair could be a rock.
You got to create a beginning, and you create so much stuff within the beginning before the ending.
But then you realize that was for the creating thing. The whole point of using your hand was for you to not use your hands. You know, you're supposed to be able to. If it's really nothing, then you're supposed to be able to do it with your mind. That's the whole point. You know. So. Here we go. How do we do that? Yeah, you know.
How do you do that? When you
sleep? Who's asking the question?
Yeah, who's asking that question?
Exactly.
When you sleep, you creating without using your hands and your body. Well, you using your mind.
Hey, you remember back in the days when we was kids, when we do the worst shit ever, and you feel like, yo, I'm about to die right now. All we would have to do is just run and go to sleep real quick.
Exactly. Sleep it off.
Just go sleep real quick. You wake up like, hold up.
Hey, but that's wild because he was talking about taking the wet mushrooms. Every time I think about that, because people say, man, if you eat them wet, nothing's gonna happen. That's a lie.
What do you mean nothing's gonna happen? That's extended release, baby.
Yeah, that's what people told me. Like if you eat them fresh, say you grew them and you picked them and you ate them, nothing's gonna happen. You're not gonna get a reaction.
Nah.
They just try to steal your mushrooms.
I will say one time I ate 2 G's, fell asleep, and didn't trip.
You didn't even dream?
Nah, I just woke up feeling great.
Yeah, I ate like probably 10 grams wet. And I was cool for a minute. I walked outside, came back in, everything was gears. I couldn't see shit. Like the whole house was gears, turning, giant ones, big ones, small ones, all of them connected, just turning. You know what it reminded me of? Like how they talk about the atoms and how the atoms move. It was like that, like all different sizes, bro. That shit was hella crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But Sun Tzu was like, man, just take the, I think you said, just take the 5 or something like that, or 8. And I did, bro. My whole mind was outside of my damn body. I was looking at it outside of itself. Going, how the hell, bro?
And then you're gonna ask a question like you just asked.
Yeah, that's not.
All right. Where were you when you was looking at the body outside of yourself?
I was in the backyard.
Right, so maybe you ain't the body, right?
No, the body is asking
could exist. The body could exist without it. The body could exist without you.
I didn't say the light was asking the questions. The body was asking the questions.
Okay.
The difference.
Gotcha.
You gotta understand. I let the body do the body. So the body is gonna do all these different things. And I just let the body do these things. I don't question him no more.
Right. I ain't playing no games. I mean, give a fuck if it go down the drain.
man,
I'm just living it to the best, though. It ain't gonna happen like that, because it ain't though. Yeah.
I haven't ate wetlands ever. Yeah, remember I made the blue juice. And everything. I think I done dove in every which way I could think of.
Yeah, I'm gonna give a turn.
I'd be reusing those butter bowls as spaghetti bowls and like cereal and shit.
What you mean? He said spaghetti bowls and cereal bowls. No, I ain't gonna lie, bro. That was fast. I said that was probably the craziest shit I did ever, just mixing that shit with the fucking. Damn, I literally just put it in the blender with the Don Julio, the mushrooms. It just came out slushy. Made a slushy with it with some ice cubes. That shit was slushy as hell. I said but this weekend when I dive this weekend, I'm gonna do what I did last time. As soon as the mushrooms like begin to start to wear off, I'm gonna dive in on DMT. Cause I said I don't it's like kind of weird, bro. Like you break through like instantly with the mushrooms and DMT. It's like an instant breakthrough. But it's kind of weird because like I think a breakthrough is it throws me off now what everybody even say a breakthrough is. Because I broke through on shrooms so many different times that it's like, it just doesn't make sense. I don't even fucking know what a breakthrough is no more. Like, I don't get it.
But there is still something distinctive about a certain, see, we need to find a different word, then it ain't a breakthrough. There's a regular spot that we stay going to that you can call a breakthrough too, but you know that ain't the sweet spot.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like
Certain
Like,
type of
I'm
words.
talking about with DMT.
I think, man, bro, I don't know. It's something that we open up that just stays open. Cause like, even if you just look at the sun or you're out in the sun, your pineal gland just get to burning like instantly. So I don't know if we even opening something or because at times I feel like whatever that is has always been there. We just never tried to,